Good evening, Barnet Shul. This is the first of our Hello Hayes family. This is the first of our daily live broadcasts. You see, Boris has got his at 5. We thought we'd do something a little bit different at 8 p.m. every day, and this is a way for us to stay updated as a community, to connect to each other every day, and also just to share some words of inspiration and some mental health tips, keeping us all together as we manage this really interesting situation that we're in at the moment. So you should all, the pinging into your inboxes just at this moment should be an email with a schedule of events and programming for the next few days, and please do keep an eye on your inboxes because we're going to be communicating a whole lot more programming over the next few days and weeks, and it's a really great way for us to stay in touch and so that you should know what we at Barnet Shul are producing. So have a look at that email. The email isn't just about programming, it's also about getting involved with some amazing opportunities for volunteering in the community. We have already got a fantastic team of people who are calling some of the isolated members of the community, but we really need some help in two ways for volunteering. The first is if anyone is able to go and do a shop, if anyone's shopping at the moment and would be happy to also shop for someone else, so then please do get in touch with Barnet Cares at barnetsynagogue.org.uk, and then we can match you with someone who might need a shop, but that's a supermarket shop or a kosher supermarket shop. Either way, someone's sure to benefit from that help. Also, we are blessed in our community to have a whole range of people. We're an intergenerational community, and we've got over 130 people aged over 70 who now are really isolated at home and would really love a call from someone else just to stay connected and stay in touch. So if anyone would like to be matched with someone else in the community, to give them a call at least every week or so, then please again email Barnet Cares and we'll match you with someone. So this week we're going to be beginning the month of Nisan, the month within which Pesach falls. It's going to be a really interesting Pesach. Apparently the Israeli government spoke to the chief rabbinate in Israel and tried to work out if they would make this year a leap year, so at least we'd be able to delay Pesach by another month, just to give everyone some time to get ready whilst in isolation, or not in isolation. And the chief rabbinate said no. Because there's the old joke, how many rabbis does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer is change! In any case, no, we have a fixed calendar. It's been fixed for 2,000 years. It would take, I think, more than a pandemic to unfix it. In any case, Pesach is coming upon us, and there's a fantastic lesson to be learned from Pesach, which I think can serve as a bit of inspiration and thinking for what's happening at the moment. You see, in Pesach time, our people were in slavery. They were in bondage. And with backbreaking labor, with slave camps, with the dehumanization of being treated like chattel, being treated like property, where your body isn't your own, your time isn't your own, and really you are simply a monetary value, you're not a person. A certain sense of individuality, your whole sense of personhood can be eroded away. And there is a fantastic and fascinating midrash which says that even though the children of Israel were worn down, they were broken by this back-breaking labor. 2 centuries of slavery is enough to eradicate the spirit of almost any people. There were three things that our people, our forefathers and foremothers never gave up. Kind of 3 untouchables, so to speak. That was, they didn't change their names, they didn't become Egyptian to the sense that they lost their Jewish names. They kept their names. They didn't change their dress, their distinct way of dress. And they didn't change their language. So there were three core identity markers, which they would not let be sacrificed on the altar of losing myself to this situation. And there's lots to say about this, but I think a very basic message comes through to this time. You know, we're all stuck here at home without the structure of daily life. Now, it's not a slavery by any stretch of the imagination. It's actually, there's a certain liberation in being able to have more family time, less travel time. Nevertheless, lacking the structure of an ordinary day can be really tricky. You know, normally there's certain landmarks within a day. There's maybe a certain morning routine, exercise, well, at least we're still allowed to do that once a day. Breakfast time, however that's had, travel time, prayer time, work, lunchtime. There's structures, there are things, there are landmarks within the day that help us navigate what's going on. And now it's almost like the day is an amorphous mess and there is no structure whatsoever. And it's very easy in that context to lose our sense of self. It's also kind of the reason that when a therapist begins with a client at the beginning of a piece of work together, they lay out the frame for therapy. That means we're going to meet at a certain time, at a certain place, for a certain length, for a certain duration, and we're going to also we're going to see each other for the next 6 months. Everyone knows what to expect. Well, what does a day look like nowadays? I don't know what to expect. I don't know. Everything kind of seems to fall apart. I could walk around in my pajamas all day and no one would notice. I could be sitting here with simply a shirt on and tracky bottoms and no one would notice. I could forget the fact that I'm actually the rabbi. I would just be some mooch slouching around in Gloucester Road with my kids climbing all over me, though they're in bed at the moment. And it's very easy to kind of lose a sense of who we really are when there isn't that structure. So I think that the tip for today is try and create whatever structure we can at home. Don't lose certain basic core values. Have set times of the day. Have meal times and not kind of eating and snacking whenever the kitchen is available. Get dressed as we normally would, feel that sense of dignity. I know it's kind of weird to wear shoes in the house sometimes, but even put shoes on because it feels normal. It feels like I'm going about my normal life. Have that structure and have an agreed structure among the house so that people can work it out together. And we've been kind of creating timetables for ourselves and for our kids so that we all kind of generally know where we're at and what we're trying to do. It's tricky not having a structure imposed, but having to impose it ourselves. But with that structure, with that scaffold, we can then start to hang things on it and feel a bit more healthy and a bit more whole. I'm going to say goodnight. Look out for tomorrow's programming. We're starting Shacharit live every day at 7:45 in the morning. That'll be followed by a 3-minute halacha. Then tomorrow evening we've got Daf Yomi. That's my first time leading the Daf Yomi session since coming back to Barnet, and that's at 6:40 on Zoom. Then we've got live Mariv at 7:30 p.m. every day for the rest of the week, and we're also, at the end of Mariv, we're going to be praying for anyone who's sick in the community. We're also going to be adding some extra prayers for anyone who's marking a yortzeit or who is saying Kaddish. We're going to be saying some extra prayers for anyone who would like, in the merit of the souls that have passed on. We can't say Kaddish, but at least we can learn something in their memory. And then at 8 p.m. again tomorrow night, we'll have another daily broadcast with some further tips and thoughts. It's a privilege to be here with you. Shoshana and I sending you all our blessing and all our love, and we'll speak to you very soon. Good night.